What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jobbers and Goons, and today I got a flood of content coming your way. Haven't been feeling that well the last couple days, so I didn't really record much, but we got some bangers coming your way, including today, which is a fun video we'll add it to Goon Explains, where I'm going to explore some of the funniest meta slash best slash entertaining power scaling metas I've come across in my time. Now, this is one of those videos where I want you to get in the comment section down below and give me your personal favorite metas. Let me know what you think the funniest metas you've ever come across are. And yeah, without further ado, make sure to run the likes up. Let's try to hit 300 likes. As well as check out my second channel, Coffee Shop Comics. I drop bangers over there. As well as join my Discord. We're at over 700 members. We do games, prizes, giveaways, all that. So definitely check it out. But anyways, getting into this. First meta I'm grateful for, like it was a funny meta, was Swiper being an absolute monster. If you don't know who Swiper the Fox is, he is a fox from the Dora the Explorer universe, and due to some lore dumps I had back in the day, implications from certain statements and whatnot, I had some crazy scaling for the boy Swiper, easily putting him up against some of the strongest characters in fiction. And the way that meta was crafted, I did play a large part in it, and it was pretty fun to do. It was definitely one of the more unique metas to dive into. And the fact that that boy Swiper was such a monster, hell of a meta. But anyways, let's get into the next one. Next, we have the slow general acceptance of the fact that Marvel street tiers are problematic. Like, they're not really street tier at all. The Marvel street tiers and their landscape of scaling, basically all of them at least have several moments of scaling to high tier characters. And overall, it makes them extremely problematic in matchups, because you could just, for example, go, oh, well, Captain America's fought a hit team designed from Asgard to kill Thor. Things like that, right? You could just throw shit out there that's insane. And it's kind of funny, there has been pushback over the years towards the Marvel street tiers meta. But overall, I feel like people are starting to come around to the fact that, like, they're kind of overpowered. And we kind of got to accept it. Like, it is what it is. Next, one of the most controversial metas on the list, and therefore, in a lot of ways, one of the more intriguing slash entertaining, the Saitama Solos saga, right? So, how this started out, obviously, Saitama first drops. Some of his fans are like, yo, this dude can beat anybody. Like, he's just too top tier. Eventually, this morphs into, okay, we have some feats for him now. Like, he hasn't done anything crazy. The ball kind of moved from their court to Saitama's, just easy for people to beat. And then Saitama's feats start getting crazier. People start to realize he actually hasn't lost, like, taken any kind of weird L's yet. Saitama, slowly but surely, is starting to get back to that mythical scaling aspect, and I think it's hilarious to see, because a lot of people hate that shit. So it forms this funny dynamic. But yeah, the Saitama Solo Saga, that's what I would call it. I'd say that's one of the more interesting power scaling metas I've run into. Next, we have the Trigon Solos meta slash saga. Now you see, this is one of those cases where, if you're a fan of Trigon, which very few are, but if you are, damn it, you ride or die for that bitch. Like, when I tell you people pull up with the wildest Trigon scaling, they'll just pop up and be like, yeah, he'd one-shot Presence. Yeah, he'd one-shot the one above all. Like, all these things, right? They just think the guy that lost to Bizarro is him. Well, this always is interesting because, again, it's out there unorthodox takes, which can be very interesting and entertaining, at least to me. As well as the fact that, like, it was recently revealed he's one of the many avatars slash pawns of the Great Evil Darkness. So that's sure to spark another wave of it. So, in the end, I'm actually here for all the Trigon Solo stuff. Next one for me is the lowballing of Bleach. So, as someone who only recently read through Bleach, I was not aware of the general consensus behind it, right? Like in terms of scaling, where people put the power scaling for it. Well, after reading it, doing my own scaling, and then finding out what like popular beliefs are and like popular channels have said and stuff, it's chaos. And you know what? I enjoy the mountain level, Eisen scaling, all that. It's entertaining for me and good for my channel because obviously I vehemently like disagree with it, and so I bring a spicier take to the conversation. I'm adding to the conversation a lot more, which I appreciate. So overall, while yes, it's kind of crazy to me, I find it to be entertaining and valuable because it adds to my value to the community. Next was one of the spiciest metas around for its time. Like, this was a game changer, point blank. This was light speed in Marvel is a rarity. I believe this started with Death Battle, not entirely sure, but this was one of the wilder metas of scaling that absolutely lowballed the shit out of Marvel, and what it caused was a lot of chaos in versus battles. Because obviously, if you think Lightspeed in Marvel is rare, they're going to get blitzed by a lot of people. So yeah, the Lightspeed is rare meta was definitely wild times in Marvel and led to a lot of problems in the versus battle community, which are pretty funny to think about. Next, we have the death of an aspect within scaling in a meta that I won't miss that much, right? So there was a time in the power scaling community where calcs were the thing. Like, if you had calcs, you were a demigod. Like, you had all the facts, right? Well, eventually, over time, calcs started dying out because people realized there's a lot of shit to scale that's just beyond calcing, right? Like, beyond, like, oh, universal, or this scales 10 quintillion tons of force. Fuck that shit, I can blow up a universe, right? Those type vibes. So the calcs started dying out, not to mention popular calcs were just dumb as shit. Like, saying the full power of a neutron star is like island level was absolutely batshit crazy. Just stuff like that. There wasn't much integrity in calcs. People started realizing a lot of calcs were bullshit. And so it's one of the more interesting metas because its death was funny as shit. Next, we have the Luffy lowball. So I will come right out here and say it. I'm not quite sure where Luffy will end up scaling. I am currently undergoing the process of reading the Bible that is One Piece. And in doing so, obviously, I'm gonna scale the characters. And by the way, if y'all want content on One Piece, hit me up to purchase videos on that. But anyways, getting back to this, one of the reasons I'm kind of glad someone paid me just to read it is, like, it gives me a reason to jump into a subject where people will randomly just shit on Luffy. In my comments, they'll pop up and be like, yeah, Luffy gets destroyed. And I'm like, dude, no one brought Luffy up. Like, why are you shitting on the kid? So, getting a chance to go and prove he's a lot stronger than people say and popularly believe, that's going to be a lot of fun. So, as a result, the Luffy lowball hate comments, they're legendary for me. Next, we have one of the funnier metas that I've helped forge and, you know, been around. The realization that due to the scaling of Elder Scrolls, due to the scaling of the different aspects of cosmology, mud crabs via power scaling solo a lot of shit. like the regular ass mud crabs from Elder Scrolls absolutely bolo most things. Like at one point in one of my videos, I was talking about how Kratos probably dies to a mud crab via just regular power scaling. Like crazy shit. Just having arguments and conversations for metas like that is hilarious to me. And so I would definitely say the age of the mud crab soloing is a beautiful era of power scaling. Now, finally, make sure to smash that like button if you haven't already. We'll talk about my final hilarious or entertaining take / meta in the power scaling verse. And if you guys want another 10, we get this past 300, I'll consider it. But this, probably for me, would be like the idea that Bugs Bunny solos, right? So at one point, me and my homie GB, we stayed up for hours, probably like 6 or 7 hours, just going through all the material we had and could find and could read through for Bugs Bunny. Eventually, we compiled one of the craziest cases for like power scaling in terms of a character. Like Bugs Bunny almost has an answer to all things in terms of scaling. He's in a lot of shit, a lot of fictional transcendences, like a whole bunch of wild shit just for Bugs Bunny. And I would say my Bugs Bunny scaling saga and like all the wild shit he's done, one of my favorite metas, including like some of the funny battles and arguments that came from it. But anyways, guys, let me know what some of your favorite power scaling metas of all time were in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. There will be more content coming ASAP. I'm looking forward to dropping it. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. It's been your boy Jobbers and Goons, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.